Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and we're doing an episode of Chillin' and Grillin' with a twist. It's not really, it's still chillin' and grillin', but I'm baking. And I don't mean B-A-C-O-N.
You don't?
Oh, that's one of the first things you want to do, is preheat your oven. But
we'll get to that in a bit.
What I'm doing is it's a hack that I saw, and it was on, I can't remember if it was, it doesn't really matter. It could have been a TikTok hack. It most probably was. Or it could have just been on Twitter. I'm not really sure. I forget. Because it was a long time ago. I always wanted to try it out. But it's about a box cake. And how to make your box cake taste like a bakery cake. Now, you might not like bakery cakes. You might like box cakes better. It's up to you. But I wanted to try it out to see, does it actually work? And what it is you're just using different ingredients, but you're still using a box cake. Now I already made a regular box cake, the regular way, which is just water, oil, vegetable oil, and 3 eggs, right? That's what it says right here on the back. Vegetable oil, 3 eggs, water. Instead, we're going to be using butter, 5 eggs instead of 3 eggs, and we're going to be using milk. And I'll tell you exact measurements of everything when we get started. Supposedly this tastes like a bakery cake, so what we'll do is we'll taste it at the end, when it cools off naturally, and then we'll be either like check mark, like ding, or an X. No good.
Oh, so we're like Hackbusters.
Exactly, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. First thing you want to do is, that's why you heard the oven beep, is put your oven on 325 if you have a certain type of baking dish, which is this non-stick one. And you, like I said, you just follow the directions on the back. You're just substituting some ingredients, that's all you're doing. But preheat your oven first, get that ready, and now we will mix the cake mix. Now this is what the recipe calls for. Put your box cake mix in there, and by the way, this cake mix is 15.25 ounces. I don't know if they come in different size boxes or not. I really don't. But it's we're gonna make a 13 by 9 inch cake with this. Okay, so you take your 1 1/4 cup of milk. Pour that in there. Now this is fat-free milk, or not fat-free. Yeah, it is fat-free, right?
1%?
Yeah, and I would rather use whole milk because that's probably what they're talking about, but I didn't feel like going to the store and go get it. Anyway, melt your butter so that you have a cup. Pour that all in there. Now, I just did that in the microwave, guys. That's pretty easy. Put it on for like 15-20 seconds, and then stir it up, and then if you need to put it in for more, put it in for more. And then 5 eggs. Is it just me, or is that a lot of eggs?
That's a lot of eggs.
Yeah. So we'll pour all that in there. Now I'm gonna, before I start beating it, I'm going to just mix it up just a little bit, because this way the liquid's not going all over the place, you know?
And probably less of a chance of the powder just going poof.
Yeah. And you want to mix this with your mixer, your hand mixer, on medium speed. All right, I'm just going to try to get that powder just a little bit.
Yes. Soup.
Yeah, chocolate soup. It smells good. Now, when I was a kid, you know, my mom used to, and I wonder if most kids were like this. You were allowed to lick the beater, the beaters at the end.
No, of course.
But only because we had a lot of kids. It was only the birthday persons, they got first choice. So you got to get the beaters, and then the rest of the residue on the bowl and everything. Which
that makes sense.
You know, and that's the funny thing. It's like, and you're eating raw eggs, because there's raw eggs in there. You're really not supposed to do that. But we didn't get sick. So, yeah, so now you want to get the mixer and mix it up. And I'll show you that in a second. All right, so I'm going to just, mine doesn't have low, medium. So I'm going to start it on 1 at first. And start mixing it up, because it can be very messy, guys.
And loud.
Yeah, and you want to mix it for about 2 minutes to get it completely going, all mixed up, and then we go to the next step.
Mix it for 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes, so that it's nice and mixed.
All right. Hey, Dad.
What's that? Looks like I'm done.
Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
Something a little centered on you, maybe? that is kind of missing.
Where is it?
I don't know. You had to go
To the bathroom?
Yeah, and you took it off, put it down somewhere.
I can't believe that. I'm sitting here without my apron on. I didn't get any.
Surprisingly unstained.
All right, guys, don't forget your apron. I can't believe I did that.
I can't believe you did that.
Good
either.
call, Tom. You could have did it. You could have told me about 10 minutes ago, though.
I will.
Yeah, thanks.
And by the way, how come you're using a hand mixer instead of the standing one?
Oh, that's because I didn't feel like dirtying that whole mixer up and then have to clean all that stuff up when all I have to do here is just clean off 2 beaters. You know.
That makes enough sense.
Yeah, well, thank you, Tom. Glad that you agree with that. Anyway, so it's mixed. It's mixed pretty. You know, it's pretty thick. You know.
It looks good.
You want to lick a beater?
Would I?
Let's see what this tastes like. It's got a lot of raw eggs in it.
It's a lot of protein.
Oops.
See, if you didn't have your apron on, that could have landed on your shirt.
It really didn't taste that much different. Where did it go? 'Cause-
Or on the bottom of your shoe now.
So, all right, that part's done. Next part is putting it in the pan. So now, guys, you want to grease the bottom of this, and I'm just going to use some butter-flavored pan. And if it's a non-stick pan, you're only supposed to have to do the bottom. That's it, not the sides. We'll find out, right? I'm following the directions. And then pour your cake batter in there. Are we going to get what you called it for that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so pour all that cake, that good cake batter in there.
All that liquid cake.
All that. It seems very thick, so it does seem like it's going to be rich. You know? So we'll find out. Put your bowl aside. I'm going to spread this out just a little bit.
Make it all nice and even.
Nice and even, guys. Usually it just goes by itself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it seems
Looks
like
like
this
looks
cake's
like
a
I'm
little thick.
looks like I'm making brownies.
A little bit.
Okay, there we go. Now, put it in your oven. I'm putting it in the rack in the middle in the oven, and let's see exactly what the directions say. I don't usually make cakes, guys.
It's true.
So you're going to bake as directed in the chart, which is 13 by 9 is what we're using this pan, for 30 to 35 minutes. And you want to take a toothpick, put it in the center of the cake. When you put 30-35 minutes, if it comes out clean, it's done. If it comes out with it's got the brown stuff on it, not done.
You could have just said cake batter. You really could have just said cake batter.
Oh, I said brown stuff. Okay. So
Twice, in fact.
we're going to put that in there, and we are going to put the timer on for. We are going to put it on for 30 minutes first, because you always go with the lowest amount. And then we will check it out when it's done.
Yeah, you said brown stuff.
Timer went off, guys. So forgot again, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Can't believe it just flew out of the air like that at me.
It's mad at you.
Yeah.
Because you keep forgetting.
Meanwhile, the cake's probably burning. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Hey, thing came out of nowhere at you.
Yeah. Okay. So, you have a toothpick. So, what you do,
You slam the door.
slam the door once. But look how fluffy this cake looks.
That is a tall cake.
So, you take your toothpick, stick her in there. Oh, it goes down pretty far.
It's a tall
Bring
cake.
it up. It's clean. That means she's done. So, you want to take your cake out. Let it cool. You don't want to try to take it out of the pan at all, guys, at this point. You want to let it cool for at least 10 minutes before you try to take it out of the pan. And we're probably just going to let it cool off in this pan because I could turn it.
So you probably turn the oven off.
We're gonna let it cool off in this pan and just leave it in the pan. So this way I don't have to go through all that step, you know. So we'll just leave it cool off, and as soon as it's cool enough that we can taste it, we will taste it and do the big taste test. So now comes the best part of the whole thing, and that is the taste test. So on my left here is the regular store-bought.
Which to you guys is on the right?
Huh?
I said which to those guys is on the right.
Yeah, over here, okay, I have the follow the directions to a T with the oil, the water, and the eggs.
To the letter.
Over here, we have the cake that is actually supposed to be more like a bakery cake.
The quote bakery
with
style.
all those eggs, some milk, and what was the other thing? Butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
To compare the two slices of cake.
Yeah, you can tell this one's pretty fluffy. This one's pretty dense. Pretty more dense. So of course I'll taste this one first because I know what this tastes like.
It's the control.
I didn't ice in these cakes, in case I didn't mention this earlier, because I didn't want to take away from the taste of the cake, because the icing can mask the taste of the cake. So that tastes like every other cake I've ever had. Okay, now this is supposed to be like
Bakery style.
cake. It's definitely different. Let me take another piece of that. I'll tell you what, guys, it does taste completely different, and it reminds me of a bakery cake. I have to give it a thumbs up. I think that this was a good hack. You want to try it, Tom?
Well, I would, but my diet doesn't let me.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, actually, this is. And look how nice and see how fluffy it is.
Yeah, it's great.
You could fool people. Got cake down the wrong plate. You could definitely fool people in thinking that that is bakery cake. Guys, good hack. If you want to make a cake, take it to that next level, there you go. Just do the recipe it's not my recipe. I don't even know whose it was. I just got it from off of TikTok. Till next time, grab yourself something cold to drink. Put your feet up, relax. I'll meet you. Why do these things keep going off all the time? I'll meet you at the lounge.